Hello everyone and welcome back to Napoleon Total War, as of course the British, where we have recently taken Marseille, a very good money making province for us, but we did in fact loot it, so the happiness and public order is going to be a bit low when we relieve Marseille with Wellesley's army here. As you can see, it's well into the negative there, so we will have to babysit that with some militia to begin with, and we'll get as much out as we can in one turn. Run our coffers down once again, so we'll stay in there for now. Do so need to replenish with Wellesley, and I think the next aim with his particular army is going to be to try and finally take Parma, because that is a victory objective. That might not be the greatest money maker for us, but once again it is a victory objective, so we will have to take it eventually. Just trying to find Nelson. I believe he's up here. He certainly is blockading the Batavian Republic's port over here in Rotterdam. So we're going to bring him all the way down, because he can then escort and carry over Wellesley's army and do some scouting on Parma in the meantime in transit there. Path is blocked by the dockyard over here. It's not a problem there. We're able to get through there absolutely fine. Do have an enemy trade port over here. That would be the French Empire, quite likely coming to Nantes over here. Interesting, it doesn't just connect straight over the shortest route there, but not a problem. What are we going to do otherwise though? Do we try and just go to Rennes and Caen? We might as well take the French coast and encircle Paris, and we'll see how we go after that really. I do want to converge on Paris with as many armies as possible, though two really probably do the job. It's just that they do have that really nasty force. There are a lot of colonne d'attack. So it's just in manpower alone, that's huge. They do have a good amount of artillery as well. Rather nasty indeed. We are using a lot of our agents here though. Wonder if we might be able to assassinate Francois René once again. No, unfortunately we were detected. It's not a problem. There's no need to push that too hard. We can sabotage something over here instead. Let's sabotage the theatre. That's not worked either. Absolutely fine. That's damaged anyway. It's not a problem. Let's try and move forwards though to see if we can get some more sight. Yeah, we have in fact spotted Grouchy. Very nice. And Gerard Duroc. Interesting indeed. Not full stacks either way. Does suggest that they're looking to come down the road over here and get into Marseille to attack us once again. So we may have to linger here a little longer. May have to. We do have a allied Russian army over here. I wonder if that's going to go for Strasbourg. That would be nice if it did, because we could fear an attack from there as well. We can see Piedmont over here is still under siege, quite likely from Austria. Rather interesting there. So fairly open plan today. Quite likely going to try and take Rennes and Caen. Shouldn't be too difficult whatsoever. Let's have a look at our armies. Yeah, everyone else. So we have Arthur Wellesley over here, and Crombie and Moore are in the Scandinavian territories, which we'll want to push down and take Amsterdam, I think, to open up a front there and remove one of France's very strong allies actually. Do so need to wait to replenish over here though. So on the end of the turn we have some construction. We have cobbled roads in Bordeaux, and we also have an increased supply warehouse in Aquitaine as well. We also have a steam pump mine in Pays d'Oc over here. That's going to be a very English pronunciation of that. But not to worry there, I'm sure the French don't mind. We might as well get moving out straight over to Rennes over here. And we're certainly going to upgrade the vineyards over here, although that's quite a large investment for something that could be threatened by the French there. Just double check that there are no armies hiding this area. Should have done that before we moved out, of course. That doesn't seem to be the case. There is a minor enemy over here, one unit of militia. It looks like Jean Lannes has moved. Jorok is over here as well. So where's Grouchy? Perhaps taken on by the Russian army over here actually. No, he's over here and wanted to fight Wellesley. That's absolutely fine. We can certainly do that. So let's try and move to a position of advantage then. The militia there will certainly help with the disorder. So we might as well sit on top of this hill next to the road. We're not going to be in an ambush stance, so that's absolutely fine, but the enemy won't be able to cross this road without incurring any engagements, unless they decide to stay on this side of the river over here, which is a possibility, but I doubt that's going to be the case. So let's see, do we actually want to upgrade this vineyard? It would be decent, but also upgrading the supply depot would increase our replenishment in all of our regions. That will take 9 turns, but of course we're going to be battling for much longer than that anyway. We could try and go for some prestige and income bonuses back in London. What to do, what to do? It's too many things to spend your money on. I'm doing in Madrid. Don't really need to turn this into anything in particular. Upgrading our infrastructure would be very beneficial, so I think really we're going to do that. But are we going to do it down here is the question. We want to upgrade to cobbled roads. We're certainly doing that here. We're doing that in Marseille. Very interesting indeed. I think we'll go for the supply depot for now. And can we afford to upgrade this? Might as well go for that as well. It's just some solid options there. Can't really go wrong with it. How are we doing with the replenishment over here? It's going to take one more turn, I should think. So we will split our navy, I think, over here. Come out and take a few ships here. And then we can transport everyone at the same time on 2 separate fleets, and they can go, of course, and assault Amsterdam later on. Once again, we have some construction gone through. We have our cobble roads in Toulouse, we have our merchant house in Montpellier, and we also have our dockyard in Provence as well. That is absolutely brilliant. So that's all in Marseille, and we might want to get straight up to a dry dock here, although we do have some very minimal naval resistance, and I really like the idea of just increasing our income even further by going straight for the tier 3 banking house. We've lost sight over here of this army. That is interesting. We shall push forwards then. Okay, so they haven't actually moved too badly. What do we have? Grouchy is backed up by Jean Lannes, who did come all the way from Paris. That is interesting indeed. We might just have to hold the fort then over here with Wellesley, especially scousing Parma over here. If we come back to get that in range, we do see 2 full stacks over here. That is militia completely in this army. The same over here, or they do have Saragossa allegiance. So there will be some sort of resistance there. It'll be a repeat of our previous invasion of Parma and of course Norway, where we're just held back by the complete meat shield of enemy militia. So I think the plan is to create a diversion in Rennes. We can simply demand surrender because it's only the natural armed citizenry garrison there, nothing really recruited. And we could create a puppet state out of this. That's very tempting. Very, very tempting. We might not get too much out of Rennes itself. We do have some farmland for some basic income. I think we might as well restore the Duchy of Brittany. That would be excellent. New nation arises, and we did, of course, get the supporting our allies mission completed. So that should be a little more income for that. I believe it's 2,000. It's an old mission you get on turn 2. You get a free unit of fencibles, completely useless as they are there. And we can move straight on to Caen if we wanted to. We do have to think about the threats from the Paris Legion over here. Let's try and sabotage the army. Very low chance of success, but it did work. That's very interesting indeed. So we can go straight on over with that. Apparently we have the movement. That is brilliant. It should be a similar story. Demand surrender. Excellent. Can't turn that into a protectorate. That's absolutely fine. We now control the coast over here, meaning we can land freely between, of course, Portsmouth and Le Havre over here. So, what's the state over here? We want to increase the roads there and get the magistrates up for more income. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Do get a gunsmith over here, so that's going to help our recruitment. And if we upgrade that, we get more capacity as well. So it's not really a bad idea to actually turn this into a military barracks over here, in case we do start losing units, and upgrading that further. So that might be the case there actually. So what do we want to do with our units over here? We want to start sending them to Amsterdam. I think we double check our replenishments. Still got one more turn left, I should think. Miscalculated that, so we'll leave that to blow over and sort that out then. Do we get much income from a protectorate? Doesn't appear so unless it's the part of the other. That's absolutely fine. Trade income is absolutely huge at 17,000. Absolutely, that's even more than our tax income. That's absolutely disgusting. Speaking of which, we should really enhance that by filling up this particular fleet, trading some tea, and that will do. So waiting to ambush people over here though. Will we get snow attrition from moving here? We won't. But will that ambush people from the river? It's possible. Just going by our current zone of control here, we're not covering the river. I wonder if we move forwards we might see that. No, we don't, but we do control the bridge if we move here, I'd imagine, so that should work out for us. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so we control the bridge and the road, which is excellent. So if any of these armies do decide to move towards us, we're absolutely fine there. Perhaps it's worth trying to sabotage an army. It's 37% on this one. 33% over here. Absolutely terrible. But so we need to get experience somehow. And that did actually work on Jean Lannes' army there. Although it is very minor. Is there anything else we can do with this particular spy? We do have sight in this area. I wonder if it's worth just sitting in Clermont over here, just to keep some solid sight in this area. And we do use this spy as well. Do we have any more spies about, is the question. Doesn't appear so. That's absolutely fine. So let's move over once again. And another construction report is excellent. We have an upgraded mine in the Dumfries, and Avignon's vineyard has been increased as well. That's brilliant. We have some recruitment. That is the merchant ships we've just created. Let's pop on over to sort those out, put them in their place. We're currently making 3.8 thousand from this particular trade lane, and those have popped it up to 4.1 thousand. That's brilliant. So France, the Empire of France, is very much on the back foot now, with us coming from the south and securing its coastline, and also Austria now taking its Italian provinces over here. That is excellent. Can we see who's commanding this? No, we can't. That's absolutely fine. We do have some help over here though, from Karl Philipp zu Schwarzenberg, which is excellent. It's only just over half a stack, but it's still men on the field here, and we do see some consolidation over here between Grouchy's and Lannes' armies over here. That does bring a lot of cannon power, and again, colonne d'attaque. Once again, not the most trained of units, but it's the huge manpower of 500 per regiment there. So I think what we do is we take our ranger to try and sabotage the lesser army over here. That's 25% success chance. Is it worth it? What about assassination? It's 26%. He's got some very good command actually. He's got some very good command. We can't see any traits though. We might as well try it.
Watching and listening.
We were detected, but that's absolutely fine. At least we didn't get executed. Do have this extra agent over here to have a look. Leonard McNally. 33%. That is going to take the next turn. I wouldn't mind ambushing this army in particular, but I don't want to do both on the same turn because we are going to take losses either way. What's our technology looking like as a refresher? We will get two very important technologies on the same turn. That's excellent. So we get the trade unions on the next turn, which will reduce our income a tad, but not too bad at all. That does unlock the Course of Appeals in the next couple civil technologies of dialectics and semaphore lines. And we do get conscript infantry tactics, which is very, very important indeed for more militia morale as well. But of course, getting the military academy unlocked, as well as modern rifles, is one I really want to go for extra rifles over here, because we are very limited on our light infantry options so far. We do get more campaign movement range as well if we go for general staff. Very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting indeed. But let's finally move these units over. Embark on the Navy, please. Just move this out for now. And we do that. Lovely stuff. Okay, so we are ready to look at our invasion of Amsterdam. We don't need to worry about the port over here, because we know a little trick of actually just evading that completely. There we go. Once again, the defences around. Let's just drop off, please. There we go. Defences around the Netherlands and Holland will be circumvented. Very historic there, of course. And then we can simply siege down with one army and raid with the other if we do so choose to do that. What are we going to do over here in Caen? Do we need to do too much over here is the question. Not necessarily. Can't lay any ambushes controlling the road. Does this control the road here if we decide to? That controls the road. So if we leave Caen open, we will want to create just a couple units of militia here to help out with the disorder for now. The infrastructure is looking okay at being upgraded there. And might want to upgrade to an industrial iron mining complex over here. It's only 1% though, that's nothing. Such a pitiful bonus. Such a pitiful bonus. I think we double check any more major settlements. Get some extra course of justice for increased tax is not necessarily bad at all. What are we doing in Madrid once again? Oh, that's very hidden away. Didn't see that. We're going to gobble that up. The banking house. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. And anything else really worth doing over here? Well, I think it's worth getting the factory up as well for the 500 region wealth. Always nice indeed. But otherwise, it's just pushing forwards with our militaries now. And there we go. As soon as we press end turn, we get a successful ambush warning, where we are going to get two birds with one stone, both Jeanlin and Grouchy over here. There's a lot of their colonne d'attack as well. The ambush is going to pretty much nullify their artillery advantage, of course. We can deploy right on top of them and shoot them from multiple directions, of course, pretty much from the get-go. So, because Arthur Wellesley has the greater command stat in this battle, despite the enemy having two generals, we are able to deploy after the enemy and see exactly how they have deployed themselves. Not that it makes a lot of difference on an ambush. So we can see the enemy is clumped up in one area over here. We have set up our cannons right in the enemy's face so that no matter where we shoot, we'll be getting collateral damage right through the enemy's ranks. And of course we're protecting over here with both light infantry and some cover, and some line infantry on either side as well, because we're expecting a cavalry charge to go straight for our cannons, so some massive volley fire will nullify that. Then of course we'll close in from either side there. We do have a couple units of cavalry on our flank as well, just in case some cavalry does decide to come back around. So let's see how this goes. Let's instantly get the barrage ability going, or just fire straight down the enemy's line here. Let's get moving immediately so that we're in range. Double time, please. Move up a tad over here, thank you. Yeah, it looks like the enemy's not too bothered about charging straight into us as we had imagined, but that's absolutely fine. With double time straight right on top of them, we might be able to sneak some cheeky early shots right into the enemy's general there. So let's move forwards to support. Taking some cannon fire ourselves. Looks like the enemy has in fact decided to deploy. We just stop immediately and get some shots. We are already firing onto the colonne d'attack over here with 2 units, or a unit of Swiss line and some standard foot. That's absolutely brilliant there. Looks like some cavalry is going to emerge though. Are we going to stop in time to get some shots there? Yeah, that's the enemy general staff already deciding to rouse out, of course. So these are just stray horsemen over here coming through by the looks of things. Maybe not actually. They might be deciding to charge very loosely there. Only a couple units there. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. We do have cavalry to counter-charge though. Counter-initiate. We should be able to fire in their backs as well with this light infantry here. It's absolutely fine. Square up. So a little bit of a shame there. A little bit of a shame. Don't know why we're taking a massive morale shock here. We really shouldn't be. So maybe saying goodbye to that artillery, but it's really not a problem. We could snipe the enemy general over here. And the centre formation, well, there is no centre formation for the French here. That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, cannoneers are going to run. That's absolutely fine. Do see a general staff coming around there. Let's try and take that on. Let's watch up with our own general. Pull back a tad. Can we grab our cannons once again? We can. Absolute chaos. Absolute chaos. We in range here if anything? We certainly are. We're just counter-initiating here and forcing the enemy to retreat there. That's absolutely fine. So where are the cannoneers over here? Can we pick up any extra cannons? We can move over here and pick up these. So we've recovered there. It's absolutely fine. Bit of a setback. Running too far for that general. Bring 1 use of cavalry back at least. The enemy really struggling here to gain any sort of stability in the centre. Let's double check where we're firing with these cannons. Cersei straight down the middle once again. Okay, I think we need to just move over here a little so we're in range there. Excellent. Getting some shots straight into these fusiliers. In a very thick line there. Are we in range over here? No, we've melted our units of colonne d'attack. And we have killed a general. Excellent stuff. Let's come back over here with this light cavalry, form some cohesion. Should probably have done that with the dragoons over here, but let's just come straight into the enemy over here and make sure they do completely shatter and not return. The cannons here are still standing strong. All 4 of those operational. And we don't need this square here at all anymore, do we? Just a waste there. Let's get some sort of cohesion going over here as we push in. Make sure we don't get any friendly fire from the cannons, of course. Getting in some lovely fire by rank over here from our Highland foot. Absolutely brilliant. And the Highland foot do have some increased accuracy over our standard foot units as well. Do have some Royal Fusiliers here as well. And that looks like that's going to be about it for the French, which is brilliant. Just watch out this fire by rank. It's always glorious to see that. Yeah, and they are completely rousing now. So the question is, are they going to try and follow that up with the second supporting army that is close by? And are we going to have inflicted enough losses for them to completely disappear here? Well, 244 French remaining with 330 losses on our side. That's absolutely brilliant. Total victory there. They do escape with a couple regiments, and the second supporting army did not want to know. So workers are on strike in Normandy. It's absolutely fine. We have recruited some militia, so they've gone to a neutral stance with the public order. Recruit 1 more unit. We actually missed that nation destroyed message there. I thought that'd be the workers on strike. Path blocked over here. That's absolutely fine. We'll sort that out and see where that enemy army has retreated to. Looks like it's over here. We do see some Batic units there, in fact. It's rather interesting. Rather interesting indeed. Maybe we can sabotage this unit. Gain us some experience, but we're not quite in range to do that, of course. Not a problem. Technologies research. We have a carcass shot, absolutely fine by me. Plateways isn't necessarily bad either. Recruitment of militia and trade ships, as well as some coal roads in Provence. I think we upgrade this immediately to metalled roads to really increase that income per turn and this replenishment as well. We also want to get this to a drill school so that we can use this as a forward base as well, and come back over here to actually replenish properly. We're not getting a lot of replenishment at all there, so what we'll do is we will just replace the militia and stand inside. That should help us out a tad. That's a little bit better there. So that will still take a good couple turns because of our artillery losses, but that's granted us a lot of chevrons from that. That's excellent, so that will really help out our accuracy there. So it's not all doom and gloom. Just going to slow us down. And we are under threat now from Duroc over here to actually go for Toulouse. I wonder if we try sieging France. Well, Paris more specifically. Might not be a bad idea. I am quite confident we can take on this army. It will be reinforced by single units of militia. I don't see anything else in the vicinity. Got sight over here. I'm surprised we don't see Napoleon actually, because he does come back only after one turn. Do we siege down Paris right now? Very much a stand up and fight face to face army with no skirmishers and only 2 units of cannon. It's very interesting debate there indeed, actually. Very interesting debate there. It is open for attack. Do have some good grenadier options as well, actually, here. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. The problem will be is taking Paris will not be, well, holding Paris will not be easy. They will not be at all happy after we take their capital. Is it a victory condition? It's not a victory condition to keep hold of Paris. I would say it's quite likely that we can liberate that. We don't necessarily need to hold on to it. It's not necessarily a bad idea, actually. We do have some militia support. Let's increase that. Get nearly a full army militia there. I think we'd be daring. I think we'd be daring. We'll take a lot of losses, but I think we can do this. However, what I will do is not attack just yet. I will continue the siege there. We're not going to be able to bring ourselves a spy, that's not a problem. What we are going to do is just siege down Amsterdam. I think we will take that first. Which army do we want to use? I think we might want to use John Moore's army. That's lacking a little more experience there. So we'll siege down with that. And what do they have? Some standard line infantry across the board. What are these? Some special foot. How do they compare to the standard line infantry? Tiniest bit better with some more accuracy and one more morale stat. Light dragoons. Just before we start that battle though, we do like to tease. We will just... Okay, so it's a very interesting access to Holland. Very interesting access indeed. Alright. We'll back that up then. For our reinforcements if need be. And now we can attack. So, the battle for Amsterdam. And I'm wishing we waited one turn maybe to siege this down, because I can't see a bloody thing. And that might have helped out with the seasonal weather. But that's absolutely not a problem. I'm sure we'll certainly see the enemy as we get closer, of course. And speaking of getting closer, not likely within range with our cannons to start with. We're going to try and get on this little plateau here. Let's see if that brings us into range. The enemy is all the way over there, so we may need to push on a little further. Otherwise, we're using very, very standard upfront attack tactics here. Got a good core of Royal Fusiliers and King's German Legion to protect our cannons. We do have some King's German, some light of course over here, some more Royal Fusiliers and King's German backed up by cavalry. We are using our standard lights, both units over here. One unit over here with standard lights, and one unit just over here in reserve, just because I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with them at the moment. So this gives us the freedom to support our core and react to any threats as we come along. We do have some King's German backing up some flanking light infantry over here as well. So let's get moving. Well, we should certainly be in range of our cannons here because the enemy only has 6 powder cannons as well. We've already got the warning that a few of our units are under cannon fire, one of them being our general. You can see he's rather close to the danger there, so we're going to get him behind this mound, I think. Get him out of dodge there. Yeah, it looks like we are firing ourselves. You can see the smoke coming out there. See, looks like we're firing on the central cavalry, and that's absolutely not a problem at all because that provides some sort of counter battery, and that looks to be right on the edge of our range. So, if we try and manually target the line infantry coming towards us there, any collateral damage should once again bounce through. Let's get some barrage going. There's no reason not to use that as the enemy approaches. We need to watch out if we look at the mini-map. The enemy has some cavalry coming to our right flank. We do see some good morale shocks as our cannons hit there. That's going to be good as they come through to us. So enemy's already tired. That will be to do with the weather. Our units may well... We're not tired, but it will be something to do with the weather. Yeah, need to watch out for our right flank because the enemy is pushing there actually. So let's move over. We do have some light militia and some sharpshooters. Very interesting. Let's get a threat on our cavalry. So if we pull back here, and what we can do is actually bait them out with our cavalry here and use this group to take the woodlands a little more, and our reserve can pull up to capture the flank a little bit more securely. Move over here as well. Might want to double time with this actually because that's going to get there a little too late. It looks like the enemy does want to curl a little bit more to our right flank and go a little heavier there. So we're not going to get them on a surprise over here as we do lie in wait with our light shooters there. I think if we push forward just a little more, do we? Just the tiniest bit. Is there any shrubbery? Not quite to hide in. The enemy is advancing towards us there. It's going to be an uphill fire though. Looks like the action is about to start here. Yeah, we're not helping ourselves out there. Let's pull back, double time, move around. In fact, that's militia and sharpshooters, so we need to get on top of those. Neither of those can form a square, and that will help our units retreat a tad. Have moved up here, might want to thin out a little bit so we do get a full fire by rank going, and we're going to push over here to centralise as well. Hit this enemy's centre over here. Do have high ground so we can fire over our men there with our cannons, and we do now need to watch out for an enemy cavalry charge, so just fire on that. Maybe push forwards a tad over here. Watch out. Get some canister going, please. And we need to watch out. The cannons. Cavalry's going to charge straight into our cannons, are they? Not now that we're getting some good canister fire going straight through their ranks and ripping them apart. Do need both infantry to square up over here. And we have got a successful cavalry charge of our own. Let's just stay in that battle for a little bit longer and source out our own units. I think what we do is we take this whole group over to the enemy's flank. We did form a square in time, but the enemy did not make contact, so we're going to have to exit our square just as quickly as we started it. Come out of canister fire and fire on this unit of incoming cavalry. Okay, enemies going massively all in on that flank, are they? So, what do we have over here? Some line infantry. Let's pull over here and think about flanking with our cavalry. Push up over here to make that a done deal. And we really need to push in over here, do we? No, we're just about in range there, so fire. Is this a cavalry charge coming in? Yeah, a little too late there. Should have stayed over here so we could form a square, but not a problem. Let's come out of here and get some hammer and anvil tactics going. We're just going to bring the light infantry over there so that our Royal Fusiliers over here, or King's German rather, can provide some massive fire support there. Still getting some light dragoons coming through the woodland here. The cavalry can't fight quite so well in the woodland, of course. We're going to have to double time out of here, taking a fair few losses on these cavalry units. What are we doing over here? We have got rid of these, so we'll send one unit of cavalry to deal with that, and we can move over to the core of the fight over here. Let's. We do have a control group for this. Let's move over here, and we'll just. This is going to be a bit tricky with the mound over here. Just sit huddled in, get some very minor fire. Double time, unfortunately, with our group there. Yeah, just chasing off. Excellent. Let's move up so we don't have to move so far later on when we really do need the cavalry. How's our formations looking over here? Absolutely fine. We're getting some shots into the enemy who's not moving. Oh no, moving, shooting over here. Interesting decision. How are our cannons doing? They're firing into this blob still, which is excellent. We are going to want to start moving over here. Not entirely sure where we're moving with this unit, so let's just push up over here into the tree cover to support, and we'll turn over here. So we do have some enemy cavalry coming in here. Let's counter-initiate with both of our units so that the enemy doesn't try to hurt our own light infantry here. We are going to be firing into our own light infantry there, so we're just going to hold fire for now and reposition. Men are running. Yeah, we're going to do the same with both units over here. Okay, why has that happened? Because our light infantry did get charged down by some cavalry, unfortunately, there. We are being threatened over here, so we might as well take this cavalry fight. We'll surround them if possible. Do not excel in woodland battles myself, because I can't see a bloody thing. Do see the enemy general staff, and speaking of which, we need to push up with our own to support our own morale. How are we looking over here? We have counter-initiated the enemy's cavalry, but they are going to charge through, and we're getting some line infantry coming to our flanks. So we'll just take that on, and we'll finally come back to fire at will there. And we'll push up here to get some more firepower going. Is there any higher ground we can take here to get our light infantry working once again? We might just reposition them over here. And I think we'll do that with both units. Cannons, keep firing on the central line, please. Okay, we're in range over here, as evidenced by the mass rout that we've got. Cavalry needs help. What happened to the retreating light infantry? They can snipe the enemy general. Very interesting indeed. Mass rout will be ceasing over here, and the enemy will be pulling themselves together. So we need to push up once again, curl round, while the enemy is in disarray. Really push in. Is there some high ground we can use? Possibly. We stand very specifically like that. Let's get our cavalry to make sure the enemy does pull away. Enemy cannons are still available, protected by spikes and extra cavalry. So we're going to be very careful over here because we're about to lose some cavalry to those spikes. We'll push back into the centre and cause some more disorder there, where our cavalry on our right flank are looking pretty damn decent. Could snipe the enemy general with them, but we need to support our cavalry push there. Let's double time the light infantry, who can help by firing in the flanks there. Do we need to push up here? We are in range to hit the Waldeck regiment. Who's running? Is this the cavalry over here? It is, because we're surrounded a little too hard there. Just pushed our luck. The light dragoons do have some good melee stats and some good men there, a bit more than we do in total. Cannon's still doing work on this side, but not quite enough. Need to keep pushing. Need to keep pushing. In fact, we'll push forwards here. And I think we can sacrifice this unit to help out here. Stop, please. And just bait with cavalry. Okay, so these units can now move up to support that line there. And with that flanking fire, we are going to rouse off the enemy cavalry, so just chase them down a tad. This unit of cavalry is going to return, but they can sit the fight out now because they're very, very low. It's quite the mess, this battle. Quite the mess. Double time this to get into formation quicker to fire onto the line infantry, who are very tired compared to our standard tired and winded, with some cannon fire to support. And we're immediately ready to fire, are we? We certainly are. We'll rip those units apart. Absolutely love to see it, even though they do get a massive chevron there. Very experienced. No wonder they keep coming back after being battered constantly. Enemy general has escaped us for now. We do still have some light infantry to deal with our flanks there. What's going on with our cavalry, which were in the centre? Chasing off, of course, that's fine. Okay, I think we've forgotten, and we've got some dead horses. We've got some dead kebabs. We've got some kebabs going on there. Not a problem. Not a problem. We do see some mines laid here, actually. So we need to watch out for that. Very terrible at keeping track of everything, aren't we? We need to charge in here, though. Use the cavalry over here to just make sure this unit does rouse off completely. We'll turn around here. Dealing with the right flank absolutely fine. So, all in all, if we can make sure the enemy rousing units do stay rousing, continue rousing, it's just this core over here of the 6-pounders, the general, some pretty much untouched light dragoons, some very tired line infantry. Form some cohesion. Take the tree cover. How we doing? How we doing? We're not near any spikes again, are we? No, okay, cool. This unit of cavalry is fairly healthy after the battle. Let's come around to the enemy's flank then. There's still spikes there. Watch out for the spikes, watch out for the spikes. Ooh, that's nasty. That's very, very nasty indeed. Yeah, I'm not surprised the men are fatigued, really. It's not great. Not the greatest day for a battle. Let's put away with our low units now and complete an encirclement here. Push forwards once again. We're very far behind here. Okay, we're very thick in these lines here. And we'll need to sort that out. But for now, our cavalry can just sit out, I think, before we lose any more. Stay away from those bloody spikes. That's a shame, we've got to say that. Are our cannons actually being effective? We're firing over the enemy. Or over our own units, rather. I don't think we are. They just stop them. They're not going to be very effective now. And we are firing out onto the enemy here, who are losing. But somewhat slow on our reload there. We're going to get range with our light infantry as well. So if we just pick these off one by one, regiment by regiment, we'll be fine there for sure. Let's just stop with this unit. And there we go. So, just a few more men left. Do take a minor hill here to fire onto the enemy. Lovely stuff. And those are going to start rousing. Brilliant. Right in the face of the enemy's cannons though, so we're going to want to spaghetti line a little bit harder here. Watch out for those mines, actually. So we need to do this with as few troops as possible, I think. Let's not go right in the face for our own men there. We need to come to the flank here. Oh, we're still very tired. Well, I don't know how, but apparently that was a heroic victory. We'll certainly take it. And yeah, 1,300 men lost, but we do gain a very nice city there. And I forget if that's a victory objective, actually, because I wouldn't mind turning that into a protectorate. It's not necessarily a bad idea. Let's liberate it. Get rid of that horrible clipping noise in the background. So, Holland, yeah, that is in fact a victory objective. Apparently. Is it? No, it's just showing us. No, it's just showing us our own held regions. That's absolutely fine then. So, we now have the Kingdom of Holland. Excellent stuff. New nation arises as one falls. So that's brilliant. Oh, and Blucher is in Brussels as well. Excellent. I wish we could coordinate an attack onto Paris. That would be an amazing sight to see. So the state of here is brilliant. And we do get some very minor replenishment in Allied territory. Very, very minor indeed. But we can always just hop on over to London, replenish and come back, because we do once again now control the coast of France and Belgium. That's excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. So really cornering the French forces now. And with this site, I think we do need to say that is unfortunately going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen, running out of time once again. So on that bombshell, thank you very much for watching. Hope all of your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.